Welcome to part 4 of our popcorn pattern. We're going to be continuing on with the side panel of the popcorn container. We finished up with the back panel in the last video, and we're going to start where we left off at row 14. We'll be changing colors once again, so just follow along with me and you'll be fine. There are also some new things that I'll be showing you in this video as well. So let's get on with it. Alright, so this is row 15. We did our chain 1 and turned. And the pattern says BLO SC20. That's the single crochet 20. And the BLO means in the back loop only we're going to single crochet 20. So we're going to stay with this red, and what they mean by the back loop is instead of going into our stitch like this, like we usually do, we're going to go on top here and we're going to go in the back of this V. So we're going to pull through once, pull through two. Okay, so just remember every stitch that you do, you're going to go into the back stitch of the V for each one, and that's going to be all the way down. So I want you to continue this to the end of this row, and we are going to chain 1 and turn at the end, and then we're going to single crochet row 16, and we're going to do 20 single crochets, and then we're going to stop there and I'll be back with you. Okay, so we're back here, and I did row 15, which was the one where we go into the back loop, and it makes it, it's going to start looking like a bag because it's a little turn that we're making on here. And then I also went on to row 16, and you know, row 16, you want to make sure that you are stitching it the same way through the entire V. You didn't go into the back loops of that one. And then now we're going to change to our white yarn, and so we're going to have to do this again where we add the white in, and as I showed you before, I'm just setting myself up a little bit here because we didn't do the chain 1 at the end of this row. So like I told you before, I hold the white whip between my thumb and my middle finger so that it won't go anywhere. It's attached to my work. The red yarn, we're going to make sure that the red yarn's pulled forward, and we're going to yarn over with this white and pull through to make our chain, and we're going to go ahead and make our turn. And just as I did before with the end of my white, I am going to weave it in a few stitches here so I don't have to worry about that later on. So I'm going to go ahead and start my first single crochet. Second one. And a few more stitches I'll do here. Okay, this looks about good here. And I'm going to go ahead and snug it up like I do. I'm going to go ahead and snip it close. And that was my end I pulled off. I cut off. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it back out. I'll tighten this up a little bit here too. Alright, and we're going to continue on here with our single crochets, and this is going to be row 17 and 18, and we're going to single crochet, chain 1 and turn only after row 17, and then at the end of row 18 I will meet you back here. Okay, so here I am. This is the end of row 18, and then we want to change to our red yarn, and we're going to chain 1 and turn. So we're going to pull the white yarn forward. We're going to keep the red yarn attached, and we're just going to do our chain 1 with the red and turn. Snug up the white a little bit. And we want to go ahead and start our row 19, and it's going to be row 19 and 20, which are going to be single crochet, 20 of them. We're going to chain 1 and turn after row 19 only, and then at the end of row 20 we're going to change to the white yarn. So once you get to the end of row 20, just sit tight and I will be back with you. Okay, I got that row 20 done. So let's see, the end of row 20 we're going to change to the white. So we're going to pull our red forward here. We're going to go ahead and chain 1 with white and turn. and this is going to be row 21 and 22, single crochet of 20, and we're going to chain 1 and turn after row 21 only. The end of row 22, we're going to change to red yarn and chain 1 with the red. So at the end, when I get to row 22, I will be back with you once again. Okay, so I'm back at the end of row 22, and we want to change to our red yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the white forward, and I'm going to go ahead and do a chain 1 on the red, and I'm going to turn. Now at this point, we have to go to let's see, we're on 23. We're going to single crochet 20, 24, we're going to single crochet 20, and we're going to chain 1 and turn. And the instructions say on this to cut the white at the end here. But as I noted earlier in my last video, well, I had told you that I didn't understand why we were cutting the white yarn out. So I'm actually going to continue to carry my white yarn, and if there's a problem later on with that, I guess I'll have to come to that then if it creates an issue. But I'm actually changing the pattern a little bit by doing just running gonna continue to run the white up, but also I noticed after I read further into the instructions further down the road where I told you I probably would have started at a different part with carrying my yarn, the red yarn. So where I did put that notation at, that is how she does request the pattern to be put together. So I'm gonna say the first time she just didn't notate to continue carrying it, but it didn't say to cut it, so I was in the wrong for cutting it as well. But I do have sometimes this little issue of not reading the whole pattern prior to starting one. So that would be probably an error on my part as well. So looks like I'm just getting done row 23 here, and we're going to chain 1 here and turn, and then we want to continue on 24, and at the end of 24 we are going to chain 1 and turn as well, and then I will meet you back here and just go over what to expect for next time. Okay, so I'm back here and I finished up with my row 24. I did not do my chain 1 and turn yet, but I just wanted to let you see what this is gonna look like. And this is our crease here that we created when we did that back loop, when we crocheted into the back loop. And this is what your project should look like for now. I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about dropping and picking up, and that's only because I feel as though I can just drop and pick up all the way up the whole pattern. I really don't like to weave my ends in if I don't have to, and when I got to the bottom of this side panel part of the pattern, on the right side you'll see where we picked up the yarn, and that's actually on my left side here, and this is, you know, where we picked up the yarn, where we dropped and picked, and it's going to be covered when we crochet the top border at the end. So that's why I was just like, I think I'll just leave them and continue to drop and pick. That's seems like such an easier way for me. But now that we got the side pattern done, we are going to go ahead and continue on the next video. And the next video is going to be the front panel, and then the video after that is going to be the final side panel. I just wanted to make you aware. Sometimes the patterns are a little difficult to read or understand, and you know, I'm not the only one who has issues at times. I don't like to make my own things. I love to go by patterns, and it's always better to proofread them rather than just jump into them, which I have. I am the worst with it. I jump into just about every pattern, and then I realize down the road, wait a minute, was I supposed to do that? So that's also a cause of having to tear down and start back all over again. But yeah, I mean, it pretty much, I look at it as like I'm just getting a little bit more experience out of this. But anyway, now that we're finished with this side panel of the popcorn container, I do thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Please find additional help and information in my descriptions. And as always, please subscribe to my channel for the latest updates to my patterns, and leave thumbs up and comments below. And don't hesitate to ask questions if you're having a hard time, confused. But until next time, I'm glad that you are continuing to follow along with me, and hope that you're enjoying it as much as I am.